Okay, example 3 here. Now it says find, this should say theta here. So find theta in the following diagram. So now we're looking for an angle. And so this one's a little bit different. So when we're looking for an angle, we want to use the sine inverse on our calculator. So we're still going to look for our ratios. So if I look for my ratios, I have my angle and I have a side pair. So I'm always looking for an angle and side pair. That's my first ratio. So the sine of 85 degrees over 17 is my first ratio. I now am looking for my second ratio to set it equal to. So I'm looking for this angle, but I have this side. So I can set up another ratio that says the sine of theta, which is just our unknown, we're looking for that angle, is equal or over 11. So these two to go together and these two go together. Once again, I now can cross multiply because I have two ratios equal to each other and I have a proportion. And I'm looking for an angle. So first thing I want to do is get the sine theta by itself. So I end up with 17 sine theta equals 11 sine 85. I want to get sine theta by itself, so I'm going to divide by 17. So I get sine of theta is equal to 11 sine 85 over 17. So I'm looking for an angle here. So we need to use this sine inverse. So I'm going to rewrite this because in my calculator it's going to look like this. Let me just move that over. So it's going to look like the sine inverse of 11 sine 85 all over 17 is going to be equal to whatever my angle is. So I need to apply, since I'm looking for an angle, I'm going to use sine inverse. If I take the sine inverse of 11 times sine 85 over 17, that's going to give me theta. So let's go back to our calculator. I am going to plug into my calculator. I'm now going to use the sine inverse. And I'm going to say 11 times sine 85, go outside the parenthesis there, divided by 17. Hit equal. And my angle, my theta, or my angle, is equal to 40.14 degrees. So we now solve for this angle. It's 40.14. So that's how you solve for an angle. And we just have one final problem. It says sketch a triangle and then solve for the triangle. So remember, to solve for a triangle, that means we want to find all of our angles and all of our sides. So if we look at this triangle, angle A is equal to 23. Angle B is equal to 110. Angle C, we don't know. We're going to find that. Side A, we don't know. Side B, we don't know. And side C is equal to 50. So we have three things that we need to solve for. We need to solve for angle C, angle A, and angle B. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to sketch a triangle so I can kind of see what's going on. I'm going to label it. So A, B, C. A is 23, B is 110, C we don't know. I do know that side C is 50. I'm looking for side A and side B. So first thing that I can quickly find would be angle C. And I can find angle C because I know all the angles of a triangle add up to 180. So I can take 180 minus 110 minus 23. And I end up getting, I think, 47. 180 minus 110 minus 23 gives me 47. So this gives me 47 degrees. So I've now answered this question, 47 degrees. So now I need to find A and B. I'm going to use law of sines to help me find A and B. So if I want to find side A, I'm going to use the law of sines. So I'm going to look at this and say, well, I have this angle side relationship. So I have sine of 47 over 50 is equal to, and I can now find A. I can use angle A, which is 23 degrees, and we're looking for side A. So I can say the sine of 23 degrees over A. I've now set up my proportion. I can cross multiply, so I get A sine 47 equals 50 sine 23. Divide by sine of 47. And I end up getting A is equal to 50 sine 23 all over sine 47. And once again, I can do this on my calculator. Oops. Let's try that again. So I can now do 50 sine 23 divided by sine 47. Hit equals, and I get 26.71. So I now know that side A is 26.71. So 26.71. And then my last thing that I need to find is side B. So I need to find side B. So now I can still use the ratio of side C and angle C. So I'm going to say the sine of 47 degrees over 50, but now I'm going to use, I'm looking for side C, so I'm going to use angle, or I'm sorry, I'm looking for side B, so I'm going to use angle B and side B to finish off my proportion. So I'm going to have sine of 110 degrees all over 47. Or, I'm sorry, all over B. I can now cross multiply, and I'm going to get B sine 47 equals 50 sine 110. Divide, and I'm going to get B is equal to 50 sine 110 all over sine 47. I can use my calculator. I get 50 sine 110 divided by sine 47. And so I end up with an answer of 64.24. So I now know that this side B is 64.24. So I've now solved for my whole triangle. These are all my sides and all my angles. And that triangle is solved.